in the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I? This is second nature, all is automatic. You fools hurt, Jesus will.
Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Washington football team taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. They'll run for the first time with Dion Lewis. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Dion Lewis, solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now Jones. And that's knocked away and incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Operating from the gun, Jones. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
And the Giants.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. On the handoff, Lewis. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively, because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced a third down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll run on first down. Gibson.
And
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Tackled by Leonard Williams.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield and get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. The throw by Haskins complete to McLaurin. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
37-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Barber, and he'll take this one down to the 36.
Barber, the ball.
Blake Martinez, second in the league in tackles last year, gets another there.
2 yards.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after one.
Right there, 54, right there.
They'll try and run here with Barber. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Second and goal from inside the 5. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second down, Barber. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Peyton Barber, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Giants take over first and 10. At their own 24-yard.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005.
Second down.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis.
Second down pass.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
12 yards.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. They'll try to run for it. Lewis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Let's go. Switch.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
Jones pass.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
First down, they go with Barber again. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From the 22, Haskins. This will be caught inside the 10. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike.
Here's Barber. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line.
It's 3rd and
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a...
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
the Giants take over 1st and 10. At their own
back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Thomas Davis. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Steven Sims Jr., his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Corey Valentine on the return. The Giants take over 1st and 10. At their own 28-yard.
New York set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense.
Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. That catch good for only a couple. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Final play of the half. It's Haskins going underneath here, the tight end DeValve. And he's able to take This one up to the 35-yard line. So we reach halftime, and we now proceed to the start of the second half.
Giants, nothing. Graham Gano.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he goes out right around the 39. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Barber. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
The ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
From the 41, Haskins. His throw incomplete.
Haskins pass.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
54, right there, 54.
From the gun, it's Haskins. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. And the completion there by Haskins, and you think back to the 2019 draft, both Dwayne and his counterpart on the other sideline, Daniel Jones, first-round picks in that draft. Jones taken 6th, Haskins 15th, and they might be seeing a lot of each other for quite a while here in the NFC East. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Peyton Barber, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Yeah, he's certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is Lewis on the handoff. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played. But coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Thomas Davis. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
13 yards there at a Washington first. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And out of bounds right around the 20. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. I have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
On the return, the Giants take over 1st and 10.
New York ready to go again offensively. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
From the gun, Jones. He's going to fire one. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get inside of Washington's 15 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 43 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safety.
And now here is another interception. It's Clinton-Dix with a pick. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Once again, it's Barber. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
A couple of second-year guys, Haskins to McLaurin for a Washington first down. On first down, it's Barber, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. On 3rd down, here comes Barber. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards there and a Washington first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
He was brought down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
At the
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. From the gun, Jones. And that will be incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now Jones throwing on fourth down. And Ingram hauls it in. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Haskins on the keeper.
The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Haskins down to a knee, and his guys about to come away victorious.
Loss of a yard.
And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
So a victory here for the Washington football team. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple.
Yo, who told us we ain't gonna win, man? Really? He's a bozo. Bozo. Really? Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah, I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you?